Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Hari Om. Bhujanga Bhushanaha. Bhujanga means the snake and Bhushana means ornaments. So what are the ornaments of Lord Shiva? He doesn't have some golden chain or some bracelet or some funky earrings. His Bhushana or his ornaments are snakes. On his neck there is a snake. In his ears there are snakes. On his hands, on his arms, there are snakes. It seems very weird, but that is Lord Shiva, completely different from the rest. And more importantly, there is a message that the Lord has to give us through that. So it is said that there are 8 types of snakes that the Lord wears. Like we have different varieties of ornaments that we wear, nose ring or ear ring or bracelet or anklet or chains. We have different varieties, different styles of carving, etc. Bhagwan also he wears 8 types of snakes. Ananta, Vasuki, Takshaka, Karkotaka, Shanka, Gulika, Padma, Mahapadma. These are the 8 main categories. Then there are Kambala, Ashwatara, etc. So different types of snakes he wears. There are many different legends why he wears the snakes. Some legends say that snakes like Vasuki, they were scared of Garuda and hence they took refuge of Lord Shiva. Some snakes were actually created by the rishis of Darukavan. If you remember that story, the Darukavan rishis were very upset with the Lord because he came as a brahmachari and all their wives went behind him. And these rishis, they got tempted by Mohini and they went behind her. And then they realized, oh, it is some trick. And they were very angry with the Lord who came as a brahmachari. At that time, they didn't know he was the Lord. So they created various dangerous creatures, the tiger, the elephant, the deer, and amongst that they created snakes also. And they hurled those snakes at Lord Shiva. The snakes themselves were very terrified. So Bhagavan just took those snakes and coiled them and made them his ornament. Just think about it. What was thrown as a threat for him, he turned it into an ornament. We have to have that capacity. There may be threatening situations, but we can turn them into opportunities and they can become our great ornaments to achieve great things and success. And it is very true that maximum growth happens in adversities and difficult times only. Through a lot of research, it has been proved that when one fails, then one starts finding out why did one fail, what are the reasons, one starts trying new methods, one's brain becomes more active. Of course, it depends if one's attitude is right. In the same way, the Lord transformed the threatening snakes who could have bit him, who could have destroyed him, into his own ornaments. That shows fearlessness, that shows the ability to transform something negative into something most beautiful and positive, and also that shows the confidence and the strength that one has to face these situations. As we saw earlier, that Vasuki was afraid of Garuda and he came seeking refuge of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the one who accommodates everyone who is persecuted in the world. Those who are rejected, persecuted, Bhagavan accommodates all of them. So whether it is the snakes, whether it is the ghosts, the goblins, anyone, Bhuta, Preta, Pishacha, all of them are accepted by the Lord, showing compassion. The ability to love even those who may hurt us, that shows the strength of the mind. When one is so deep in one's love and selflessness, even the most dangerous person becomes beneficial. And that is the compassion of the Lord, that those who are scared and they have come to take refuge, Bhagavan gives them protection and makes them his ornaments, gives them such a great place of pride. Snake also represents the lower, the baser tendencies in us. Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji explains this symbolism very beautifully.
Sarpai bhushita kandhaka karna vivare. In his neck and in his ears, his ornaments are sarpa, snake. Think. In every religion, snake represents the ego, the lower, the baser in us. It is a snake that comes out and whispers stupidity to the two. Not to the man. Man would have immediately turned and taken a stone and finished him. To the lady. To Eve and goes and disperses. Serpent is representing the human mind. Our Kumar, that is Ganesh's brother, he is riding on a peacock and the peacock is holding a snake. Isn't it? Think. Shiva has got as bhushana, bhushana as ornamentation, a snake. Snake, the mind, is a bhushana, a glory, a ornament to the man of perfection. He doesn't kill the mind, but he keeps the mind under his control, and that is his glory. His glory is not that he's got a golden, what is that, crown, $1.5 million worth of a dress. For security, 172 people. Spiritual master must be able to go along the streets with only a cowpeen and underwear. Damn it all, if a man doesn't want my service, he will kill me. So what? Everybody has to die. I must have that much of love in me that they dare not, even if they may plan in my absence, but when they come in front of me, they must forget to kill me. That is called spirituality. See, this is where we have fallen down today. Hey, Swamiji, but these are dangerous days, you see. Mad cracks are all over. That is because you neglected religion so long. Or else such a madness would not have come. And terrorists are everywhere. So they also must have some goal to shoot. Let them shoot. Why do you want to survive? I can't understand. You're not going to save yourself nor the world. That courage is not there. I may die. Once already happened. Luckily I saved. Luckily I saved. Think. Is it your luck that you saved or the ill luck of others that you saved? That attitude is not spiritual dimension. It is a material dimension. Now then, therefore, Lord Shiva, his bhushana, his glory is not gold and silver, but that his own mind is under his control. He has not killed it. He has kept it as a defense. The snake cannot bite behind the hood. The hood is turned towards the victim. And in Shiva's picture, you see that the hood is turned outward. Our mind, the hood is turned inward. Our mind bites us and we get poisoned by our own mind with our inhibitions and attachments and desires and passions. Here it is all controlled and negative. That Lord Shiva, who has brought his mind under his control, Sarpa Bhushita.
Snake also is the symbol of time. Just like the snake bites and one dies, same way time is represented as a snake. And each of us are going to be bit by that snake. The moment we are born, our death is born with us. One who has gone beyond time and hence who has gone beyond death and who is Mrityunjaya is Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva having the snake around his neck is the symbol of immortality. That the snake will never bite the Lord and the Lord is the one who is immortal. The snake as a creature cannot hear, but the snake can sense by the heat. So it sees and it experiences through the heat. It traps the victim also. The large snakes, they like python, etc., they trap the victim in that way. Some of them bite. When we become anxious, our body also experiences the impact of that anxiousness. There are changes that happen in the body. So the snake also feels that, and it may sense a threat and it may come to bite us. But if our mind is completely fearless, we do not have any anxiety, our mind is filled with love and peace, the snake will do nothing to us. That's why we find many saints and sages, when they are meditating for days on end and their mind has got absorbed in samadhi, snakes may even crawl over their bodies because they don't perceive any threat. And hence, when snake is there on the body of Lord Shiva, it means that the Lord is the one who is free from any anxieties, tensions, worries. And the snake also feels most comfortable, doesn't sense any threat, and remains effortlessly on the body of the Lord. May that Supreme Lord help us to discover fearlessness, to abide in absolute peace, and before the snake of death bites us, may we realize our immortal nature as absolute consciousness, which is Shiva.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.